today's tip is going to be rigging for king mackerel. If I'm fishing with cigar minnows, I like this number 6 wire. It's a light wire. The minnow can still swim real good, or any kind of minnows or sardines will be able to swim real good with this light wire. And my first tip is cutting it. And you think that's a simple thing, but you start cutting this wire and it starts going all over the place. So a trick that I do is I take a pair of heavy pliers, I cut it in half one time like this. And if you're going to troll with it, you could use a longer wire, use this whole strand. But we're live bait fishing, so I'm going to cut this in half again. Now you have 2 bundles of wire right here, and it's the perfect size for your leaders for your hooks. I use anywhere from a 1/0 to a 3/0 live bait VMC hook. I'm going to show you how to do a haywire twist. You take your piece of wire, go through the eye of the hook, and what I like to do is kind of push my finger up against there so you can see it's holding it snug right there, and go out just depending on what you feel comfortable with. I usually use about 1 inch or so, 2 inches extended past. Get both of them, bend it where you have a little bend like this. Okay, and the most important part of this right here is these lines, these wires need to be crossed like that, because that's going to get if you just wrap them, it will not hold. So I get the cross right there, pinch it tight, and give that first really good twist. And as you can see, the wires are coming out as like a Y. So you can see that first twist. That's really one of the most important parts of this. If you just twist the wire around, what'll happen is when you're pulling tight like this, or when the fish strikes, it's actually going to slide it down like a hangman's noose, and it'll break the wire. So you start there, and I give it about 2 or 3, or 3 to 5 turns, say, just depending on how I'm feeling that day. So here's your twist. This is actually your haywire twist right here. And then you're going to finish this haywire twist off with barrel wraps. So I kind of take the tag in here, bring it back at a 90 degree, and I'm just going to wrap these around like a barrel. 1, 2. Again, this is kind of, just depends on what you kind of rush you're in at the time. So that's about 3 wraps right there. Anywhere from 3 to 5 wraps will hold fine. If I were using some really heavy wraps and I was fishing for blue marlin, I'd probably put a whole lot more wraps on it, but we're king fishing right now. So here's your, this is a haywire twist with the barrel wraps. And again, you want to make your 90 and break it off. I'm usually running a double hook rig, especially with cigar minnows, because kings tend to hit the bait at the back of the tail, cut it off, and then come back and hit it. They disable it. We're going to rig a second stinger hook, or a second hook for your stinger rig. Again, break your wire, don't cut it. You're going to determine the length of how long you want to make it by the overall average of the bait. I use the thirds rule. I like to have it about 2/3 the way down its body. So the tail can still swim real easy. It doesn't interfere with anything, but if he hits that tail, you're going to get him. You're going to take this wire and go right through the loop. Okay, so you go into the loop of the wire, not into the hook. Couple haywire twists, and then barrel wraps. Again, bend you a little 90 right here, hold your line, bend it off, and now you have a live bait king rig right here.